Hi guys, it's Michelle Patterson with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning December 1st, 2014. Hi guys, I'm going to be using the Angel Oracle deck by Ambika Waters this week, and let's see what is coming up for us. Later on, I will do the color card, and that will be from the Secret Language of Color card deck by Ina Segal. All right, let's get going here. These cards are jumpy. Let's see how that's going to play out. All right. Okay, I had an extra card that wanted to come out, so there's going to be 5 cards this week. All right, guys, the first card up we have is Archangel Raphael. He says, I am strengthened and healed by the power of divine love. So this is his mantra for you. I'm strengthened and healed by the power of divine love. So just try to repeat that over and over to yourself. Let's see here if you guys can see the card here. Yeah, there's some element of self-healing this week, but it feels almost like emotional healing. It's emotional healing that's needed because it's manifesting in a very physical way. So the message here is that if you just tune in to the divine love that you are created from, you'll find that everything that you need, right? You know where I'm going with this, right? Is within you. Of course it is. All right. So power of the mind for healing. Wow. Some of you are actually drawing in illness. You're drawing because you're like, oh, you know, it's the same, you know, you hear people all the time go, oh, I knew I was going to get sick. It was the negative thinking. You're thinking, I'm going to get sick, and then it happens. But again, that's just one part of it. Mostly this is you tuning in to who you are and getting in touch with your body and eliminating or getting aware of at least some of these negative emotions or stressors or what have you. Okay? The Angel of Freedom is up next, and the saying is, I am always free to choose love, independence, and creativity. This is a big preconceived notions, freeing yourself from preconceived notions that have held you back or even made you sick. And again, this could even, with the Raphael card, they're showing me that it's playing out in a lot of different ways. So entrapping yourself with your thoughts. We can't drive it home enough. So really tap into your innate abilities, the innate love within you, and open to the possibilities. They're actually showing me an expansive universe and saying, open to the possibilities. So that's pretty cool. Nice. Metatron. I love Metatron. Okay, it's Archangel Metatron, and the saying is, I am united with the source of all goodness, love, and creativity. And there's the second card that is talking about creativity. So this is you creating your own existence. Remember, we always say that you've incarnated to be, to emulate divine creator. So you are here to create your own life. So stop disempowering yourself and saying, I'm a victim of my circumstances. Oh, I can't help it. Oh, if this and this and this were different, these things outside of me, if those were different, if people acted differently towards me, I would have a better life. It's not about that. It's about you tapping into who you really are, your power, healing yourself of that feeling of being unable, and realizing that whatever you're being thrown in your life, first, it's because you can handle it. Yes, you can. I know you can. And second, it is because it's what's imperative for you to learn from. So I know it sounds crazy, but like even the bad stuff that's happening in your life in some way that might be beyond our understanding, it's a blessing. It's there for you. So give thanks and have gratitude. And don't forget to work with Metatron. Metatron is the holy scribe, right? He's the keeper of the book of life. And he watches over indigo children, indigo, rainbow, and crystal children as well. The Angel of Trust comes up next. It says, I trust in the divine power of goodness and love to protect and guide me. Trust that you have the guidance within you as well. We always empower people. This is why we don't give you the exact answers for anything, right? We're like, here's some guidance, here's some things. We're gonna say hot, cold. Yeah, you're kind of going the right way. No, don't go down that road. But ultimately, it's up to you to figure out what's best for you. So this is about you trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, you're trusting divine creator. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, yeah, they're calling my attention to the fact that, I don't know if you can see it here, the angel has her hands upturned in an act of receiving. So be sure that you are in that space All right, so clearing away old emotions, letting preconceived notions about how you should react in a certain situation, letting all that fall away, realizing you're not trapped, you're creating your own life, and trust your instincts and trust that the universe is abundant and will bring you everything that you need if you ask for it and you stay open and you stay. Say it again. Revamp your beliefs. What does that mean? It's a new way. The old is not working anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't start seeing more global things happening. So, old systems starting to chip and fall away, and people getting back to a little more, independent kind of way of doing things and doing things for themselves, and more like a barter system is almost what it feels like. So I'll help you. This is what I can offer. What can you offer? Great. Let's exchange. Those of us in the reader community, we already do that. We exchange readings. We exchange ideas and whatever, and we don't charge one another, not typically. So, it's taking that kind of feeling and putting it out into the world. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. So we did have this extra card. Let's see what it is. The Angel Prince of the North. And it says, I celebrate my uniqueness with joy and gratitude. You don't need to let your circumstances define you. Your past does not define you. So if you were someone, let's say, I don't know, maybe you had a very troubled childhood, that does not need to define who you are. That was merely something that got you aware, right? It's something that is a shadow kind of field it's providing the contrast so that you can see the good in your life and making you stronger. I know this is all it feels very cliche, but it's said over and over because it's true. All right. So this isn't a time for you to look back at that and say, well, that happened and that's who I'm going to be for forever. Or let's say you were somebody who, I don't know, let's say you used to be a player. I don't know why that's popping in my head. Or you used to not value relationships and you would hop from relationship to relationship and not really have much regard for people's feelings. That doesn't mean that's how you have to be always. Okay? Really a big call for people to step out of old mindsets, step away from your past, step away from whatever you think you thought you were, you know what I mean? And moving towards something that you are building anew. It's the build up for 2015. Okay? So get ready for it. Okay, guys. So next up, the color card. All right, guys. So let's see what we have for the week of December 1st. The card is Aqua. Experience peace and calm, 33. And immediately I heard Christ age, 33. So that's Christ consciousness. We are making our own anguish. We hang on to things like a badge of honor, right? Christ is coming in here again. His death did not define him. His resurrection did. Okay, wow. Hello. And trust me, I would not have come up with that on my own. Nor would I have said it. What else? That was kind of cool. Don't focus on the dark. Focus on where the dark leads you. It leads you into the light, right? So the dark they're talking, and I know what they're saying. They're saying like with Christ went through all kinds of stuff. And in his physical form, he had to die in order to resurrect, in order to become of the light. This is heavily channeled, guys, so forgive me if I get quiet. To be the example he came to be. So what does it have to do with us? We have to start striving, they're telling me that striving is the wrong word, sorry. We have to start working towards getting into our light bodies, getting in, again, getting away from that old mindset, getting out of the heaviness. Now we're coming into a lighter existence. So not so much pressure, Is this all going to happen in 1 week? No, I don't think so. Boy, that would be wild if it did. But you have to really choose peace and calm and realize that you are not doing yourself any favors by worrying. You're not doing yourself any favors by taking a small incident and blowing it up. And we as humans, we do that. Why? Because it makes us feel like we got control of it. Like I'm watching it, I'm monitoring that thing that I don't like. And if it gets any bigger, I'm gonna squash it, That's the old way of doing things. We're not doing that anymore. We're coming into a time where we're like, you know what? I accept that that's happening. I see the wisdom behind it. And this is where I'm gonna keep going. This is where I'm gonna keep my attention. I'm going to acknowledge it, but stay in a positive place without denying what's happening, if that makes sense. Yeah, the potential is there for you to break free and really bring yourself into a state of calm. So another message that's coming through here is that there feels like there's this huge wave of realization. Why am I allowing that to drag me down? Why do I still live that lifestyle? Because, I've always have, and I just feel like there's nothing else for me. I can recreate my life. I can do anything I want. Right? I can make my life look the way I want it to. I have that power to do that. And there's this thing that wells up, and like the water here, it's a wave, and then there's sort of resolution, and it's tranquil. Yeah. So this feels, it could be very inner first, and it flows out into your outer world. All right? So let's end it there, because this will end up being like a 20-minute video, because I'm hearing all kinds of like which take me a little bit of time to like decipher who's saying what. But the strongest voice that I'm getting right now is what we've already said. Let it well up, do whatever cleansing that you have to do, and then let the waves sort of crash down. That's the big image that they're giving me. I see dolphins too. The dolphins are wisdom. Stay open, guys. Stay open. You stay open, and I think the gifts are going to be immense. All right? Have a fabulous week. I love you all so much. Take care.